Hey guys, this is Karan Brani from MobiScrub, and in this video we're going to do a direct comparison of the S4 with the Note 2. The S4 runs the latest Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean on a combination of two quad-core processors, whereas the Galaxy Note 2 runs Android 4.1.2 on a 1.6 GHz quad-core processor. The Galaxy S4 has a 5-inch HD Super AMOLED display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels, whereas the Galaxy Note 2 has a 5.5-inch Super AMOLED screen with a resolution of 1280 by 720 pixels. The Galaxy S4 bezels are really thin, which makes it possible to have a really large screen, whereas the Note 2 bezels are slightly thicker, accounting for an overall increase in size. Both devices have plastic polycarbonate glazed rear panels. The Galaxy S4 has a printed diamond pattern on its back, whereas the Galaxy Note is quite plain, just like the S3. It has the S Pen slot at the back, whereas S4 does not really have anything. The camera is a 13 megapixel sensor, whereas in the Note 2 it's just an 8 megapixel sensor. The Galaxy S4 definitely offers a better grip. It weighs only 130 grams as compared to the Note 2, which weighs 183 grams. The Note 2 is obviously difficult to use using just one hand because of its size, whereas the S4 is quite comfortable and it's not really a bigger or a much bigger size as compared to the S3. So one-handed use is quite easy. As you can see, the Note 2, you have to move your hands quite a bit to reach to different lengths. The S4 is remarkably thin at just 7.9mm compared to the 9.4mm of Note 2. The S4 has a chrome bezel which really makes it look nice and sophisticated, whereas the Note 2 is simply plastic. Except for the IR LED on top, everything else on the top edge of both the devices are quite similar. As you can see, the Galaxy Note 2 has an S Pen and it's quite broad and thick as compared to the Galaxy S4, which is narrow. The Galaxy S4 has a 13 megapixel sensor, whereas the Note 2 has an 8 megapixel with autofocus and LED flash. In the front, the Galaxy Note 2 has a 1.9 megapixel sensor, whereas the S4 has a 2 megapixel sensor with full HD recording. The S4 runs Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean, whereas the Note 2 runs Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. The S4 should be soon upgraded to the same version. Both of them have amazing response to touch, the S4 being slightly better. I can't really explain this, but I can feel it. It responds to your touch much better. There is a considerable difference between the notification panel of the S4 and the Note 2. In the S4, there are now a lot of quick settings, toggles that you can edit and customize. And even the settings screen, as you can see, are now categorized to make it better. The Note 2 now, well, obviously it's the Note, so it's got the S Pen, whereas the S4 doesn't really have that capability in it, except you can use your finger to write, but it's not going to be as accurate and as precise as the S Pen of the Galaxy Note 2. The displays of both the devices are Super AMOLED, except the resolution of the Galaxy S4 is 1920 by 1080, which is full HD, as compared to the Note 2, which is 1280 by 720. Viewing angles are wide for both the devices, so no matter what angle you view them from, you would have really good display and vision. But it's going to be slightly clearer on the S4 than the Note 2 for obvious reasons. It's just a better display and it's got more resolution. Now, so this is just an example of colors and how they look on each device. So as you can see on the S4, the colors are much more natural as compared to the Note 2, which is slightly oversaturated. So, that's a clear difference. Apart from the hardware, there's just a bunch of software tweaks on the S4 that the Note 2 just doesn't have. So, for example, let's go into motions and gestures, and the S4 is full of it. So with air gesture, you can change tracks, scroll pages, browse images, or even accept calls by just waving your hand in front of the screen. For example, let's go into motion. Now you've got most of these on the Galaxy on the Galaxy Note 2 as well. Apart from this, if you go into smart screen, you've got smart scroll and smart pause. Again, some things that are not on the Note 2. The page scrolls automatically, the video pauses automatically if you look away, and things like that. Let's talk about the camera interfaces now. So as you can see on the S4 on the left, there are just a bunch of new shooting modes that you've never seen. Sound and shot is new, drama is new, animated photo is new, really improved upon the HDR and the panoramic view styles. They've really improved upon that. And then there's eraser mode, which removes objects that were not stationary. But now if you go on to the Note 2, this is quite the usual that you've seen. There's nothing new, just a bunch of 7 or 8 shooting modes that you've seen previously. But with software upgrades, we really hope that the Note 2 would also receive all of these new modes that we have on the S4, but nothing can be said for sure. Even the filters and the color effects, you can see that they're really new ones and very Instagram-ish in style. There are small changes in the gallery view as well, but what's really new and interesting in the S4 is the air gesture. So you can just hover your hand and the images change, whereas in the Note 2 you obviously cannot do that because there is no gesture sensor. With the S4, you can now do air view with just your finger. You don't need the S Pen anymore that you need in the Galaxy Note 2. So the Note 2 also has air view, but you need the S Pen for it. The S4 also has an IR LED, which basically helps you change channels on any television, well, most televisions, stereo players, and most of those new devices that you have. So you can pretty much change channels and control volume. So that's it about the Galaxy S4 and the Galaxy Note 2. Both are great phones, just that S4 has a lot more features and it's a little more advanced. Thank you guys, and do subscribe.